Welcome to the NBA Coast to Coast podcast brought to you by thelines.com. Coming to you from the West Coast, Josh Lander, joined by Nate Weitzer. He's on the East Coast. And we are looking at player props. Going to be recording a little separate here. Last day this week. Going to be back together tomorrow. We are going to be looking at player props, like I said in this one. Have best bets up in a separate episode with some sides and totals looks for you guys. So make sure you are checking out both and subscribing to that channel so that you can follow along all season with us, out postseason as we get into the playoffs. But we're going to go ahead and get right into Nate's player prop here. Let's kick it off with his first one for Tuesday night.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. I mean, not a household name unless you're a Knicks fan like yourself, but DeLon Wright, over 13.5 points and assists, I think is a good spot here to jump on this train. I mean, he's only had 2 starts so far with Brunson, Payne, and McBride all out. And those were against Milwaukee and Portland, 2 teams that are trying very hard on defense. And the Sixers are actively trying to lose and have just been ridiculously, just an absolute joke. And I mean, in these last 8 losses, giving up 126 a game, 34 assists per game, which is like 4 more than any other team. Opponents shooting 50%, 45%. 24 players have had at least 9 potential assists in those 8 games, giving up double digits to about half those guys. Even though Wright is third in terms of playmaking, in terms of potential assists in these last 2, he's playing 32.5 minutes. He has a 55% pass rate on his drives. And books are saying, minus 125 probability for 5 assists. So you're going to get some help with the dimes, it would seem here, just because Philly doesn't guard anywhere. And it's just so easy to spray the ball out to open shooters or just dump it off down low and get those assists. And I think the scoring, should be good for 10 to 12 points, like he was able to do against Milwaukee. He's a pretty good catch and shoot guy. I mean, since joining the Knicks, he's 50% on catch and shoots. 75% when he gets in the field in the paint, and his effective field goal percentage is actually the best outside of Mitchell Robinson on the team. So, I mean, guys actually taking shots outside the paint, 63% effective field goal percentage. I mean, DeLon Wright hasn't had many opportunities to play big minutes, but when he does, he usually produces, and 16.5 PRA is where he's at is pretty low for a guy who's just a really solid backup point guard, now thrust into the role of being the main point guard. Only Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart also like playmaking for this team. So give me Wright to produce against just an absolute tanker right now.
First look I'm going with is in that Blazers-Hawks game, and I've got to look at Toumani Camara. This has been kind of a system play for us all season where when you get a guy like Camara who's guarding a guy like Trae Young, under rebounds is a good look. So I'm going under 5.5 for Camara. Simple reasoning, like I just said, he's going to be the main defender on Trae Young. We saw this in the last matchup where they played earlier this year. Trae Young did pretty well. I'm not saying Toumani Camara is just going to shut him down entirely. The point is he's not going to be in position for rebounds when he's guarding Trae Young. In the last matchup, he had 9 rebound chances, 4 boards, and that's because he's guarding Trae the whole time, right? And there's a very strict, clear pattern here. When Camara is guarding the point guard on the other team who plays where Trae does, James Harden, Tyrese Halliburton, those kind of guys, he's way out of position for rebounds, right? So he goes under against teams like that. The Cavs, when he's guarding either Garland or Mitchell, those are teams he's gone under against on the boards and is averaging about 8 or 9 rebound chances in those games like he had against the Hawks. On the season, he's at nearly 12 rebound chances per game, which is why he's averaging nearly 6 boards per game. But I love him to go under 6 here because he's not going to be in that position. Like I said, all the teams that you see him guarding, guards like DeMar DeRozan, Zach LaVine, Darius Garland, those are the ones that you see him go under in. He's got about a 51% rebound chance success rate on the season. So he's getting about almost 6 boards on like 11 or 12 rebound chances. So right at about 50%. With 9 to 10, I'd love him to go under 6 in this game. So that's the first best bet we've got here from that one.
Yeah, let's go Jeremy Sohan, under 15.5 points and assists. He's minus 110 at DK, and this is exploitable, leaving out the 7 rebounds, which could, fluctuate either way. But, I mean, it's exploitable because it's minus 190 at some books for him to not get the 3 assists. It's minus 130 on average for him to go under the 12.5 points. How is he scoring against Orlando? This is a really solid defense on the wing. They've struggled a little bit at the point of attack without Suggs, but otherwise, they're back to like being one of the top 4 defenses in the league. Recently, they are on a back-to-back, but should be able to muck this thing up. Sohan, he's only averaging 8 points on 18% usage the last 2 meetings against Orlando, and he actually hit 2 threes in those games, and that's just not his game. He's kind of going to have to depend on I'll get into the line, which is the only reason he really has gone over against a competitive team recently against this number. He went 10 for 12 at the line against the Celtics, who at times can get a little out physicaled. Orlando does not. I mean, they're just rock solid down there. He's got under in his previous 6 against real teams. I'm excluding the Sixers because they don't count. 11 points and 1.8 assists per game since the All Star break. Strangely playing only 24 minutes a game, but I mean, the plus minus indicates why. I mean, he's minus 64 in those 24 minutes per game. So they prefer getting Keldon Johnson and co out there. I mean, certainly Sohan is not playmaking right now. He's actually 8th on the team in passes and 10th in assist to pass ratio in his last 8. And if he's out there, it's for his defense, right? I mean, so you'll be on Paulo and Franz using his energy there, maybe getting into foul trouble. That makes you think that the rebounds might be fadeable, but it is an Orlando game. Should be a lot of missed shots. So I'm going to stay away from that. But Orlando does allow their top 5 limiting points, rebounds, or assists to power forwards in March, and the fewest assists overall. So feel very good about the points and assists here. Under 15.5 for Jeremy Sohan.
Sticking in that same game, Blazers and Hawks, and I'm going with an Okongwu over on the dimes here. He had 3 against them last game when he had about 5 potential assists. So it's not like he's like going crazy and just getting dimes against his team, but they have been a bottom 3 team, limiting assists to centers all game. And a big reason for that is the way that they're going to collapse on centers and try to limit them. They're very good at limiting points to centers. They're very good at limiting rebounds to centers. They are not good at limiting assists. In part, like I said, because Kling Kong is going to try to suffocate guys down low. And then also for Okongwu, he's going to be playing a lot up top, right? He's going to have Donovan Clingan forced to chase him out to the top of the key, where he's doing a lot of dribble handoffs and stuff with Trey coming off of those screens and going right to the basket. Guys like Dyson Daniels as well, coming around and attacking the basket with a full head of steam because Okongwu was the one leaving them the ball and then setting that screen for them to go. So love this for Okongwu. He is going to be at about, I believe, 6 potentials in this game. That's about what he's been averaging without DeAndre Hunter, without Jalen Johnson. Both those guys gone, as we know now. That's been Okongwu, who sort of stepped up alongside guys like Dyson Daniels, and added to Trey's assist total. So he's usually good for about 3 to 4. He's averaging 3 per game without DeAndre Hunter and without Jalen Johnson. So really loving this matchup here, in a good matchup for center to get assists for Okongwu against that Blazers squad. And that is all the time we have for you in player props. Definitely make sure to subscribe to that channel. Don't miss out on the best bets so you can get those sides and totals looks for us today. And until we see you next, happy betting.